Agroecology. It's a term that might sound complex, but at its core, it's about making our food systems more sustainable and resilient. So, let's break it down together. Imagine walking through a vibrant farm where every plant, insect, and animal plays a role in a balanced ecosystem. This is the essence of agroecology. It's not just farming. It's about creating a harmonious relationship between agriculture and the environment. First, let's talk about what agroecology really means. It's an approach that applies ecological principles to agricultural systems. Think of it as farming with nature rather than against it. In traditional agriculture, we often rely heavily on chemical fertilizers and pesticides, which can lead to soil degradation, water pollution, and loss of biodiversity. In contrast, agroecology emphasizes practices that enhance ecological processes. This includes crop rotation, intercropping, agroforestry, and organic farming. These methods not only improve soil health, but also increase resilience to pests and diseases. Now, let's dive into some statistics to illustrate the impact of agroecology. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, about 40% of the world's land is used for agriculture, and this sector is responsible for around 70% of global freshwater use. That's a staggering amount. But here's where it gets interesting. Agroecological practices can significantly reduce water usage. For instance, a study found that farms using agroecological methods can reduce water consumption by up to 30%. Imagine the impact on our precious water resources if more farmers adopted these practices. But it's not just about saving water. Agroecology also plays a crucial role in combating climate change. Agriculture contributes to nearly 25% of global greenhouse gas emissions, primarily through deforestation, soil degradation, and the use of synthetic fertilizers. However, agroecological practices can sequester carbon in the soil, helping to mitigate climate change. Research shows that implementing agroecological practices on just 10% of the world's agricultural land could sequester up to 2.5 billion tons of carbon dioxide annually. That's equivalent to taking 500 million cars off the road. It's clear that agroecology has the potential to be a game changer in our fight against climate change. Let's also consider the economic aspect. Many people think that sustainable farming is only for small-scale farmers or those with deep pockets, but that's a misconception. Agroecology can be economically viable for farmers of all sizes. In fact, a report from the International Fund for Agricultural Development found that agroecological practices can increase farmers' incomes by as much as 30%. This is largely due to reduced input costs and improved yields. Plus, when farmers diversify their crops, they're less vulnerable to market fluctuations. This means more stability for their families and communities. And speaking of communities, agroecology fosters strong local food systems. When farmers grow a variety of crops and sell them locally, they contribute to food sovereignty. This means communities have control over their food production and consumption. It's about empowering people to make choices that are best for their health and their environment. In fact, a study by the International Agroecology Alliance found that communities engaged in agroecological practices are 50% more likely to have access to nutritious food. This is crucial in a world where nearly 800 million people still suffer from hunger. Now, let's not forget about biodiversity. Agroecology promotes the use of diverse crops and livestock, which enhances ecosystem resilience. A diverse farm is better equipped to withstand pests, diseases, and extreme weather events. According to research published in the journal Nature, farms with higher biodiversity can produce up to 20% more food than monoculture farms. This is because diverse ecosystems are more productive and stable. So, when we support agroecology, we're not just helping farmers, we're also safeguarding our food systems for future generations. But how do we actually implement agroecology on a larger scale? It starts with education and support. Farmers need access to training and resources to transition from conventional to agroecological practices. Governments and organizations play a crucial role in providing this support. For instance, the Agroecology Knowledge Hub, launched by the Food and Agriculture Organization, aims to share knowledge and best practices with farmers worldwide. This is vital because many farmers are eager to adopt sustainable methods, but lack the necessary information. Moreover, consumers have a role to play too. By choosing to buy from local, sustainable sources, we can drive demand for agroecological products. This means supporting farmers who prioritize the health of the planet and their communities. It's a win-win situation. When we choose to buy organic or locally grown food, we're not just making healthier choices for ourselves, we're also investing in a more sustainable future. So, what can you do? Start by educating yourself about agroecology and sustainable practices. Look for local farmers markets and support farmers who practice agroecology. Share this information with your friends and family. The more we talk about it, the more we can raise awareness. Remember, every small action counts. Whether it's reducing food waste, composting, or growing your own vegetables, these efforts contribute to a larger movement towards sustainable agriculture. In conclusion, agroecology is not just a farming method. It's a holistic approach that connects agriculture, ecology, and social justice. It holds the potential to transform our food systems, making them more sustainable, resilient, and equitable. By embracing agroecology, we can nourish our planet and ourselves, ensuring a healthier future for generations to come. So let's get involved, spread the word, and support the movement towards a more sustainable food system. Together, we can make a difference.